Commissioner Arias,
Here.
Commissioner Villanueva,
Here.
Mr. Duplantis.
Here.
I'm sorry, Mayor Pro Tem Duplantis. Okay. I'll get it straight by the end of the night, I promise.
Are there any considerations of changes or deletions to the agenda?
There are none.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as is.
I'll second
Well, somebody needs to make the motion first.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as is.
You okay?
And Mr. Durkin seconded it.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Duplantis.
Yes.
Commissioner Arias,
Yes.
Commissioner Moya.
Yeah.
Mayor Litchfield,
Yes.
Mr. Durkin,
it. Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva.
Yes.
Okay, first thing on the agenda is the approval of resolution 2020-05HA, resolution of the Tucumcari Housing Authority, City of Tucumcari, Clay County, New Mexico, consenting to the expansion of Eastern Region, I think that's supposed to be Regional Housing Authority's jurisdiction to include housing programs within the territorial boundaries of the City of Tucumcari. Would you like to explain that?
The only change in this resolution compared to the first one is that this adds section 8.
Okay.
Whereas, resolution 04 was only public housing, and I did not catch that in time.
Okay. Good. All of you had a chance to read it. Any questions?
It does,
Yes,
it does require everyone's signature,
right.
so I'll pass that around after.
So, don't everybody run
Okay,
out.
this is actually just a management contract, isn't it correct, though?
No, the resolution is for, Eastern Region to acquire section 8 along with the public housing that you approved on the 19th.
The real estate goes on.
Yes,
Okay.
the program, the vouchers,
Section 8 along with housing.
yes.
This does not include chaperones, right?
Well, that is in the services agreement. We'll talk about that on this next one.
On the next one, on number 4.
And then Chris will visit with you about some things.
Why would you need a service agreement if we already have somebody doing it? Okay, on
This services agreement is just a complimentary thing on my part. I didn't have to include this.
Well, they're gonna take it over anyway.
Yeah.
I
All right.
mean, I appreciate it. Vicky, don't get me wrong.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I don't understand this. It's, they take the money over, why does it say, on page, 2, on, third paragraph, it says at the bottom, it says, city clerk probably shall pay all expenses with Eastern New Mexico occurred, which include but are not limited salary benefit to TSA's current employees, which may be hired by Eastern New Mexico. Well, they're gonna get all the money, so.
Was this on the service agreement?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, we need
We're on the
to
resolution.
do the
We
resolution
need to do the
first.
resolution first. That's the service agreement.
Okay.
That's next. So I entertain a motion to approve the resolution 2020-05- Housing Authority, this resolution.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2020-05HA.
I'll second
Okay, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Duplantis,
Yes.
Commissioner Moya,
No.
Mr. Durkin,
it. Yes.
was that yes?
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield,
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva,
No.
Commissioner Arias.
Yes.
Now, under the professional services agreement.
So your question,
Okay.
Commissioner
Yeah,
Moya,
the question
was,
was very clear, is the fact is they're taking over, they have all the money, why are they asking us on the agreement, which is okay, that, public housing shall pay expenses which, Eastern New Mexico current, which include but are not limited salary benefits and Tucumcari housing current employees, which may be hired by the thing. The question I have, they're taking all the money, so why would they want the money from us? I mean, we don't have it because it's all theirs in the agreement management.
Is that number 5?
Yeah, number 5, bottom part.
Yeah, okay.
I had the same question, actually. They're taking this over, why are we paying them any money at all?
Mhm.
They're
because the
taking it-
ACC won't be finalized until July 1. Is that correct, Chris?
Chris, can you hear that?
No, you can't. But then how would that work? Is there just, I know there's still gonna,
So this is a
I don't.
management agreement for May and June.
This is Chris Sherwood, and if I can address this for a moment. Those funds are derived from housing authority funds. The city won't be paying that housing. The housing authority will, but the housing authority will still have its ACC until at least into July, probably past that at some point. But those monies don't come from you, it comes from the housing authority funds.
No, I understand that, but, okay. It doesn't make sense to me, that's all.
I guess the main thing is the clarification that it's coming from housing authority funds and not so much the city of Tucumcari.
But the clarification is very clear for me, is that if you take it over, then you have the funds yourself in your Tucumcari public housing, so you can make the decision of taking the money. So why would the Tucumcari public housing, which will no longer be in existence at following the purchase agreement going into effect, is that a way of transferring the income and the money that's in the public housing, or what?
It still does exist for a period of time while the transfer is underway. So there's a period of time that we will be managing during the transfer. So during those 2 months when we're looking at the management fee, past that, then it will just become a part of our operations. That's the explanation for number 5.
It is, okay, and we have plenty of money unreserved to be able to handle it, which because at the end of the line, still the city is liable for it if it's still under our management. If we don't have the money.
Yes.
And remember, they haven't paid us. Are we gonna be able to recuperate that money?
Chrissy's talking about subsidy.
Recuperate the money from HUD or not would be a question for HUD, but I know that they will release the monies once the management agreement is in place.
Is that the money they're holding or the money they're gonna be paying?
I would assume both.
Hopefully it will, because that's the only way we'll have the money to pay you, because if we don't have that money, because the reserve that we have is very limited, we're doing construction and other bills that we have.
Correct.
So I guess this kind of is a two-phase approach on the transition. The first phase takes place with the employees as of May 1st, as of April 30th at 5 o'clock, end of business day. All of our employees that we currently have as city employees transition over to the regionalization. But however, to get the assets and get everything transferred over, all the documentation, that's going to take a period like you're saying up to July, maybe August. And that's transferring everything else over. The actual employees will go over the 1st of May. And there is that transition period and all the funds come out of housing authority, which they have built up, not the city of Tucumcari's. It has nothing to do with our funding.
I know it doesn't have nothing to do with the funding, so therefore you don't need to put Tucumcari public housing. You understand what I'm saying? Because if they're gonna be in charge of the employees and the money, then why, because Tucumcari public housing will not exist following July the 1st.
Okay. The transfer may happen then, it's doubtful it will occur exactly on July 1st. The reality is that it may take a few months beyond that for HUD to transfer the ACC completely. That sometimes is a short period of time and sometimes it's a little longer period of time. Either way, the management agreement will be in place. We only set the 2-month time period in regards to that because we were hoping for the full transfer in July, but we don't know that will happen, so.
So in other words, this is money that if y'all were to take over tomorrow, you would have this $24,000.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. The whole deal is that actually what you're saying is we just want the city of Tucumcari to be the agent at this point to filter the money to pay to you guys so that you can pay what the expenses are. Is that, more honest?
I'm not understanding what you're saying, because we will be drawing the money down to HUD.
That's correct though. But then why do you want the city to be liable to Tucumcari Public Housing, which is still under the city corporation? Why couldn't it just be under the Eastern Corporation since you're drawing the money down? What you're saying is you want the city of Tucumcari to be the agency to receive the money and then transfer it to you.
Because technically for that period, that short period of time before the transfer is complete, there are two separate entities technically. We will be managing the other entity, is the Tucumcari Housing Authority. But ERHA is still a separate entity until the transfer occurs, and then they become one, then they're one entity.
That's correct, and that's what I'm questioning.
Okay?
You know, because after July the 1st, Tucumcari Public Housing will no longer exist as a corporation or entity.
After the transfer is complete, that is correct.
That's correct. So I want to make sure that we do not have any liability of any kind of nature. And you can't guarantee that, can you?
I can't guarantee that. That's not for me to guarantee one way or the other.
And that's what I would like to see, you know what I mean? But it's up to the rest of the commission, but I will vote no.
I have one other question, it's just kind of out of curiosity. If they're taking over, why is there a termination clause in here?
Yeah, I saw that.
In case HUD, not Eastern Region or,
No,
help me out here,
I'm just
Chris.
curious.
If, should the powers that be decide that this is not the move that should take place, then there might be a termination of contract. But it's highly doubtful,
Would
That
that, and
would
that come back to Tucumcari Housing Authority? If
Or
they decide they
maybe
don't want
another
to-
region. The ultimate goal for HUD is to establish regions in each state, so there aren't, what's the word I'm looking for, Chris?
It's static, there's a lot of feedback.
That is put, the termination clause is put in there. In case something were to go wrong, and you can see there's notice there as long as HUD approves the termination. Then that can be terminated. If the commission wishes to remove the termination clause, the Eastern Regional Housing Authority has no objection to that.
But then if we don't have it there and the transfer does not go through the feds, then actually we have to have that as a leverage to be able to terminate the contract then, because if you don't want to take it over as a management only.
Okay.
Well, this is a non-voting item anyway.
I was just
Yeah,
curious.
right.
Okay, it's on voting anyway.
Yeah.
Termination clause.
This is not a vote.
No, it's a non-voting item.
It's crazy.
You can go ahead and protest.
Okay,
It's great to me.
okay. All right, if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Let's go. History.
We have to sign this one, all of us have to sign this one
I'm not
thing.
gonna sign
Who motion?
I don't know who motioned to adjourn.
it. So moved to adjourn.
I'll second.
Roll call. Mr. Durkin?
Yeah.
Commissioner Commissioner Arias?
Yes.
Commissioner Moya?
Yes.
Commissioner Villanueva?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Duplantis?
Yes.
Mayor Litchfield?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Chris, are you still on?
Yeah. Gracias.
Did you
And stream.
wish to speak to?
Yeah.
The mayor about the properties?
Oh, I'm sorry about, I knew there was something else.